Hello, and welcome to Easy English Listening. I'm Emma.
And I am Max.
We are really glad you're here with us today. And just a quick note for our listeners, this episode is designed for intermediate learners around a B2 level.
Yeah, so if you can understand most conversations but still want to sound more natural and confident, you are in the right place.
We'll keep things clear and natural, but also challenge you a little so you can keep improving.
And stick with us because at the very end, we're going to share one tiny thing you can do with your voice that instantly makes you sound more confident.
It is simple, but it does make a huge difference.
So true. It is always the simplest things with the biggest impacts.
Max, want to hear a fun fact?
Sure, why not?
Did you know there is research showing that when people feel nervous, the brain actually shifts resources away from clear thinking and into survival mode? So even if your English is good, it suddenly feels harder to speak.
That explains that feeling perfectly. You know what you want to say, but the moment you start speaking, everything feels less clear.
Exactly. It's your body reacting, not your ability.
And what's surprising is that confidence isn't really about perfect English, right?
Not at all. Studies from Princeton University show that people judge confidence in just a few seconds, and it's mostly based on how you sound, your tone, your pacing, even your pauses.
Which is why some people sound confident even if their English isn't perfect.
Yes, if you listen to someone like Barack Obama, he speaks slowly, uses pauses, and stays very controlled.
And those pauses actually make him sound more confident, not less.
Exactly. There's even research from Harvard University by Amy Cuddy showing that your body language can influence how confident you feel, which then affects how you sound when you speak.
So confidence is something you can build step by step.
Right. And that's exactly what we're going to explore today.
But before we get into it, just a quick reminder.
The goal is just to let the language wash over you, to get used to the sounds and the rhythm of a natural conversation. And today we've got a topic that I think pretty much everyone can relate to.
Right, confidence, or the lack of it, sometimes. We're going to break down some simple ways to help you feel and sound more confident when you speak. No magic, just small, easy steps.
I love that. Small steps.
So let's start with the basics. Confidence, it isn't really about having perfect grammar or a huge vocabulary, is it? It's a feeling.
Totally. It's an internal thing. You can know all the rules, but if you don't feel confident, it shows in your voice. Your voice might get quiet or shaky.
Right, and you start thinking, oh, they can tell I'm not a native speaker. They think my English is bad.
Yeah, it's that voice in your head. It's actually related to something called imposter syndrome.
Imposter syndrome. That sounds serious. Can you break that down for us?
For sure. It's basically the feeling that you're a fraud, like you're tricking people. You feel like you don't deserve to be where you are, maybe in your job or even just in a conversation. You think, any minute now, they're going to find out I don't really know what I'm doing.
Wow, that is so relatable. I remember when I first started this podcast, I thought, who am I to give advice? My voice sounds weird. People are going to think I'm silly.
Me too, 100%. I was convinced someone would write in and say, this person's accent is terrible. It's that fear of being found out. And for English learners, it's a huge, huge barrier.
Because you're focused on the one mistake you might make instead of the 99 things you're saying correctly.
Actually, before we move on, let's quickly look at a few words we just used.
Yeah, just a short vocabulary moment to help you follow along more easily.
First, accent. It means the way you speak English, especially how your pronunciation sounds.
Second, imposter syndrome. That is the feeling that you do not belong or that you are not as capable as people think.
And third, judge. Here, it means people form an opinion about you very quickly.
Just keep those in mind as you listen.
Exactly. So, since we have talked about something that everyone relates to, the first step really is just acknowledging that feeling, recognizing that little voice in your head, and just being kind to yourself. It's okay to be a learner. Everyone is a learner at something.
That's a great point. It's not about being perfect, it's about communicating. And that feeling of being an imposter, it's normal. So many people feel it.
Okay, so once we start being a little kinder to ourselves internally, what's a practical thing we can do with our actual speaking?
This is my favorite tip because it's so simple. Just slow down.
Yes, this is so important. I think we have this idea that speaking fast means you're fluent, but it's not true at all.
No, not at all. In fact, when we're nervous, we tend to talk even faster. It's like we want to get the words out as quickly as possible so we can stop talking. It becomes this big jumble of sounds.
Right. I have a funny story about this. I was on a first date once, years ago, and I was so nervous. I was telling a story and I was talking a mile a minute, just word after word, no breaks. And he just looked at me, completely blank, and said, "I'm sorry, can you breathe and start over?"
Oh no, that's so embarrassing, but also so real.
It was, but it was such a good lesson. Speaking slowly and, more importantly, using pauses.
Which brings us to our second step, pausing before speaking.
Oh, right. Pausing before speaking. It gives the listener time to understand you, and it gives you time to think about what you want to say next.
Exactly. A pause isn't a sign of weakness, it's a sign of control. It makes you sound thoughtful, like you're choosing your words carefully. Here's a fun fact. Studies have shown that leaders and influential speakers actually use more pauses than the average person.
That makes total sense. They're not rushing, they command the space with silence.
Mm-hmm. So challenge yourself. Next time you're speaking, try to intentionally add a short pause, just 1 or 2 seconds between your sentences. It will feel strange at first, but it sounds incredibly confident to the listener.
So it's not about speaking faster, it's more about speaking clearly and giving your words some space, right? I never really thought about it that way before.
Now that you have learned the power of pauses, let's move on to the third part. Even though we're being kinder to ourselves, we're slowing down, but what about those days when you don't feel confident at all? There's a great English phrase for this. Fake it till you make it.
Ah, a classic. Can you explain that one, Max?
Of course. Fake it till you make it means acting like the confident version of yourself, even if you don't fully feel it yet. And over time, that behavior starts to shape how you actually feel.
So it's not just pretending, there's something happening underneath.
Exactly. There's a psychological theory called self-perception theory. It suggests that we understand our own emotions by observing our behavior. So if you act confident, your brain starts to believe you are confident.
That is interesting. So your actions are basically sending signals back to your brain?
Yes, there's also research showing that adopting confident body positions can influence how you feel internally, which then affects how you speak.
So your body can actually influence your mindset.
Exactly. And this leads to a super practical trick. This is not the secret one I'm saving for the end, but it is a good one. Just smile when you talk,
Smile, even if you're on the phone and they cannot see you?
especially on the phone. When you smile, it changes the shape of your mouth, and that affects your voice. It makes it sound warmer and more positive. People can actually hear the difference.
That makes sense. I've even heard that call center employees are trained to smile while speaking.
Yes, because it works, and there's science behind that too. Studies on facial feedback show that smiling can reduce stress and signal your brain to feel more relaxed.
So even a small action like smiling can shift how you feel.
Exactly, and posture works the same way.
Right. If you're slumped over, looking down, your body is almost telling your brain to stay small and uncertain. Even your breathing becomes shallow.
But if you sit or stand up straight, pull your shoulders back and lift your chin, you can breathe more deeply. Your voice will be stronger, more resonant. Your body language tells your voice what to do.
I love that. So even if you're nervous inside, you can use your body, your smile, your posture to project confidence. And over time, you actually start to feel it.
Okay, this has been a lot of great information. Maybe we can summarize it into a simple action plan for our listeners. 3 things they can focus on.
Good idea. Okay, action plan. Number 1, the internal work. Remember that confidence is a feeling, not a test. Notice that imposter syndrome voice and just be kind to yourself. You're doing great.
Right. Acknowledge the feeling, don't fight it. Number 2, the pacing. Slow down and use the pause. A pause is your friend. It makes you sound thoughtful and gives you time to breathe and think.
Breathe and start over like on my terrible date.
Exactly. And okay, number 3, the physical trick. This is the one I teased at the beginning.
Ah, yes, this is the one we mentioned earlier.
That tiny change that can instantly make your voice sound more confident. It's connected to what you said about posture, Emma. If you feel your voice getting weak or shaky, just lift your chin, just a little bit. Don't point it at the ceiling, just level it out.
Lift your chin. Why does that work?
It does 2 things. First, just like good posture, it opens up your airway so your voice has more power and resonance. It's a physical adjustment. But second, it's a psychological signal of confidence. Think about it. When we're scared or shy, we tuck our chin down. When we're proud and confident, our chin is up. It's a small physical change that sends a huge message to your brain and to the person you're talking to.
Wow, that's so simple but so powerful. So to recap, be kind to your mind, slow down your speech, and lift your chin.
Before we wrap this part up, let's do one more quick vocabulary check.
Yeah, this time we'll go through a few useful phrases from what we just said.
First, fake it till you make it. It means acting confident until you start to actually feel confident.
Second, posture. That is simply how you hold your body when you sit or stand.
Third, resonant. When your voice is resonant, it sounds deeper and stronger.
Fourth, signal. In this context, it means your body is sending a message to your brain.
And finally, project confidence. That means showing confidence clearly to other people.
These are all words you will hear often, so try to notice them.
That's your action plan. Easy to remember.
You know, one thing we haven't talked about much is what happens when you do make a mistake. All these tips are great for sounding confident, but in the moment, a mistake can just completely throw you off.
It's not about waking up one day and suddenly being a perfect, confident speaker. It's about choosing to lift your chin in one conversation, or remembering to take one deep breath before you answer a question. The goal isn't perfection, it's just a little bit of progress.
Right. Progress, not perfection. I like that.
So our challenge to you, our listeners, is to pick just one thing from today. Maybe it's slowing down. Maybe it's smiling on your next phone call. Or maybe it's just noticing that inner critic and saying, hey, it's okay. Try it out this week, and we would love to hear from you. Leave us a comment below and let us know which tip you're going to try.
Yeah, that would be amazing. We would love to read your comments and reply to all of them.
And please remember, learning a language is a long journey, but you're not alone on it. We'll be here with you, little by little.
Thanks so much for listening to Easy English Listening. I'm Emma.
And I'm Max. We'll talk to you next time.
Keep your English practice going. Choose another video on your screen that we've selected especially for you.